Good evening, everyone. And how are we today? Welcome to the show. This show is my own. It's City After Dark because I am me, and it is dark both here and outside, which is very apropos. I have my robe on. I have my cigar in hand, and more importantly, I have my Lime Rickey Lake. So here's to marginally good health in the midst of all that's happening. Relatively speaking, good health. Thank you all for joining and continue to join. I see hot off the top, Sabrina has rejoined the Key to the City membership. That is incredibly sweet of you. There was an exclusive video in the membership on Tuesday. Today, they got access to my WrestleFest series, which will be airing for everyone tomorrow. I continue to play WrestleFest as Demolition Smash to marginal results. Also, tomorrow, my Key to the City members get early access to my Good, the Bad, the Unknown on a very famed comedic director. So let's all hang tight. Also, speaking of comedians and things, I did a podcast today that will come out in a couple weeks, less than 3 weeks. I would say a famous gal I was excited to do one with. I'll give you a hint as to who it is. The host of the podcast is the child of a comedian that I very much admire. Not that I don't admire her, I do. It's just the purposes of the clue, but I'll let that ruminate in your heads. It'll come out in a couple weeks. I'm very happy. Karen says, well, thank you, Sabrina, and welcome back, unfortunately. Karen says, good morning. She paid her tax by liking it. Sonia Miller said, hi, RJ. I say, hi, Sonia. Bill said, good evening. Good evening. RJ and the lounge. Good morning, Karen. Also, welcome aboard, Sabrina. You won't regret it. Well, Sabrina knows what she's getting into because she was a member before, and she's a member again. And then Bill used his delightful exclusive emojis of me crouching and then of a Lime Rickey Lake. Sabrina said, oh, dear Lord, she knows exactly what she's getting into. Let's scroll down here and talk to the people. Oh, there's way more. I don't know. The chat is slow and then it hops. Roman said, good evening, cuties. Got my kava in hand and ready to play. Oh, we are playing today. What are we playing? We're playing a Pinochle, virtual Pinochle. QD21 said, hi. I say hi back. Dave said, if only you could play as Repo Man. Repo. If only I could play as Hole-in-One Barry Darso. Or whatever Russian gimmick he had in the AWA, which I should know. Should I work there? Clint said, hello, RJ. How's your entertainment style? My entertainment style is perhaps very pusillanimous because sometimes I get very scared to do new things. Sometimes even before I start the stream, everything's not working and I get frightened. I get very pusillanimous, but I get better. I work up the courage and I get a lot better. Nails said, good evening. Brandon said, Eli got cast by NBC. Well, isn't that nice for him? Nails said, what are we talking about here? Fuck if I know. Clint said, how you doing, Nails? Andrea says, good evening. Andrea tweeted out something very nice. Like she missed last week and she was in the dumps. And this is the highlight of her week, which says she only speaks ill about the rest of her week, to be honest with you. Nail said, I missed. What are we talking about? Something about a comedian's daughter? Yes. Sorry. I did a podcast. I was a guest in a podcast that's coming out in a couple weeks. I wasn't going to say who it was. I would just say it is the child of a comedian that I admire very much. And that's the only clue I will give. And it was fun. Blue Meanie is here, and he says good evening, and I say good evening to you, saying good evening to me. Kiana says, hi, loser, which is very sassy. Nicholas D. Nicola, which is a very redundant name, said, is the comedian's daughter named Melissa? Just a shot in the dark. I don't really know. Carla said, tonight I bask in RJ After Dark in the comfort of a beanbag chair because I guess it's 1996. Nail said, ooh, mysteries. Bill said, is the comedian still alive? No. Kiana said, fine. Hey, Grandpa, you should only wish your grandfather dressed like this. Clint said, Brian Heffron. Oh, Blue Meanie, I just knew you as a wrestler. Fresh Prince of Africa said, I'm going to ask you this again. It's my friend's birthday this Friday, and I was wondering if you could send him a heel email as a present from me. I will give you a shout out on my Twitter. Fresh Prince, people shout me out on their Twitter all the time. I get tweeted at by a lot of really nice, sweet people that I don't even know that don't want any favors from me. This isn't quite the bargain you think it is. Famous Among the Barn said, in the words of Alfred Hitchcock, Good evening. Underrated show. Alfred Hitchcock presents. Very Twilight Zone, but really without the supernatural element. Nails New York said, I was late as there was a rather touching moment between Mox and Darby just now at the end of AEW. Did they sing? No, they didn't. I do. Okay? I was singing a song today and I wanted to sing it. Oh, because I tweeted it out earlier and I can't get it out of my head. And I won't sing it on Sunday because I don't know all the words. That Sesame Street song I tweeted out before. I was obsessed with this clip as a child. It was a singing group, a cappella singing group, and they were in the city and they talked about pipes and things and subways that are under the street. And the song was, what's down below the street, under the pavement that's under your feet? What's down, down, down below the street? Rowan said he's got a cameo, meaning me. It's very affordable and everything you could ask for. In fact, somebody admonished me yesterday for my cameos being too cheap. I'm undervaluing myself, which is true in a lot of ways. Sabrina said, someone stopped me from buying another RJ shirt. No one stopped her. She needs to learn her self-control. Clint said, nice cigar. I say thank you. Fresh Prince said, I just want you to insult my friend. I love him very much. He's a big fan and he would die laughing. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? I'm insulting you. This is pathetic. I think it's a horrible request. Send this tape to him. Dave said, what sitcom will be rebooted next? Not sure about Who's the Boss sequel. Neither am I. I don't think it's a good idea at all. It's going to be like Fuller House. They'll do a couple of nostalgic things and that's it. But they had a much smaller cast, Who's the Boss? Not to mention the grandmother's already dead. What sitcom will be rebooted next? That's a good question. That is a good question. Maybe Night Court. I could see it easily. I mean, none of them will be good. That's the issue. I think it doesn't matter what's rebooted next. I just don't see me wanting to watch it. Eric said, hi, RJ. Also, I was watching Tony Danza's old morning talk show last night, the Tony Danza show, and it was a hoot. Missy said, Fresh Prince, buy a cameo and support this man. Neil said, oh, damn, I apologize, cult leader. What happened again? Brandon said, were you thinking of coming to the production side of things? I swear it's not absolutely terrible. Yes, I want to be a prop master. Andrew said, probably 25% of my life is shutting out, RJ. It's fulfilling. It's a good yin-yang thing. Clint said, how's your other accent, RJ? Well, they're not doing very well at all. I'm trying the best I can do to do a wide variety of accents, Swedish, French, Macedonian. But at this point, I only have quite a few, and it's very difficult. We're trying to catch Nessie, but we don't have a big enough hook or worm for it. Jordan Patrick said, I made it. Good evening. God bless. And I'll tell you something else, Jordan. You're not the only thing that made it. Jordan, a while ago, sent me a birthday gift. And it took them a while. It took them, meaning the mail people, a while to get here. But it's here. And I want to say thank you. And I want to say thank you by opening everything on there. You got me 2 bags of coffee, which I'll talk about, maybe on Sunday is a better idea. Got me this wonderful sleeve of wrestling cards. There's Rick Rude and Miss Elizabeth and Brian Pillman and Sean Mooney and Andre, and everybody's really, truly my favorite is Dino Bravo. And then on the back are these sweet WCW cards, which are amazing. And then they'll say weird things on the back of them. This is an El Gigante card. And it says height 7'7", weight 435 pounds, favorite wrestler, Sting. They asked this man, already a wrestler, who his favorite wrestler was. This is why the WCW cards are my favorite, because they're also very bad. Flying Brian here. His favorite hold is the Flying Body Press. Go figure. Is there someone else that's fun? There's everyone here. There's good old JR there with Missy Hyatt, Ric Flair, Freebirds, everyone. I love that. He also sent me copies of his zine called Wrestle Void. It's so hipster to say zine. I feel like I'm back in high school. As you can see, there's wonderful stories about wrestlers and things going on. But what is this? And this is a wonderful sleeve of this is like for indie wrestling merchandise, like or weapons, tables, ladders, light tubes. That's an adorable little gag gift. That is incredibly sweet. And then this, oh Lord, is an Alanis Morissette sticker, which I was not ready for. A hip Straight Edge Stormtrooper. House of Cash, Johnny Cash's recording studio. Very exciting. Buttons. This is, can you guys see this one? Let it focus. Is it going to focus? Oh, are you kidding me? This won't focus? This is, oh, there we go. This, of course, I was just watching Liza Minnelli on Tony Danza's show. Sorry for hitting the mic. What else is here? Oh, there's Phyllis Diller. I haven't seen her in years. This black and white doesn't bode so well for the. And there's these wonderful trading cards here also. There's The Rock with his own book. That's fun. There's Golga from the Oddities. And my favorite card of all, it's Mark Henry, but he's in this gold leafed suit. Like on the card, they gold leafed his suit. I don't know why he did that. It looks incredibly weird. There's a Batman sticker here, but I will say the coup de grace, if you will, Jordan got me the Ethel Merman disco album, which is so sweet. And I talked about it so many weeks ago on The Good, the Bad, the Unknown. That's her. And it just says, you know, the Ethel Merman disco album. Why come up with a clever name when that's what it is? Let me blow through some more comments and then we'll break into this. Dave said, Rockapella should make a comeback. Oh, I want to sing that song on Sunday, too. Bill said, love Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Love the openings he created for each episode most. Or weird or very dark comedy. Yes, I think they're worth a second look. I don't think they're better than his movies, but I think they have some merit. Neil said, Sabrina, go buy a shirt. Rowan said, oh, admittedly, I agree with that. I didn't know if I could pay more for the cameo somehow. It's well worth it. Fresh Prince said, I want Police Squad to make a comeback. That was a good show. That could make a comeback. It's like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, basically. Aaron says, my internet is being a real dingleberry tonight. That's a specific insult. And the video keeps dropping out. Trying to figure what is happening based on just the chat is a real fun game. It's almost like a reverse Mad Libs. Roman says, oh my God, I love Who's the Boss. Definitely love that. Also love Night Court as a youth. Dave said, any celebrity you wish had a late night talk show? Surely someone could have done better than Chevy Chase. Well, I think Norm Macdonald is always the obvious choice. And then he really went off the rails before his podcast turned into a full thing on Netflix. I think he really would have done well. I think John Mulaney would have done well too. I don't know if people, it's just not I don't think it's that viable to keep having these late night, like that boom is over and everyone's online and it's smaller and smaller, which is both good and bad. So it's really hard to say. Clint said, hey, RJ, will there be a superhero or a super villain custom that says RJ City? I'm not sure what that means. So my answer is no. Bill said, Night Court has an episode where Bull wrestles. Hope you review it sometime. Hint, 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 Bill. I'm working on it, and it's on the list. Andrea said, I'm curious how a Frasier reboot with Niles and Marty is going to go. Probably not well, I'll say. You know, they already got, like, you guys had the most successful spinoff of all time, really. Stop. Haven't you made enough money, Mr. Grammar? Rowan said, I totally thought your Scottish would be better. Go to hell. Nell said, I need you to sing Joe Hendry in that accent. Nope. Jordan said it was Chelsea too. Yes. Sorry. I'm sorry. She's never in the chat, Jordan. Thank you, Chelsea. And I assume you're watching right now. If not, Jordan will go thank you personally for all this cacophony of gifts. Dave said, have you ever binge watched old 80s, 90s infomercials on YouTube? I love old kitchen guys. I'm a Ron Popeil guy. I like to set it and forget it. And I loved his hairspray in a can. It was like hair in a can. They would just spray it on bald guys. Tabby said, I love that they printed black and white trading cards. Not quite, Tabby. Fresh said, do you like rock music, RJ? Yeah, my favorite song is No, 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 No. Neil said, oh, RJ loves reading the facts. Perfect gift. Brandon said, tell me what you think of one Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I think he wakes up too early to work out. You don't need to get up at 4 o'clock. It's ridiculous. Clint said, I think he'll sing that in his coffee mug making a live. Bill said, what is Sean Mooney's favorite move? Probably the point. Griff said, what would be on the back of an RJ card? Well, I've had a few. A lot of dumb shit. Nail said, thanks for the tips on Sunday, everyone. I watched Young Frankenstein on Stars on Sunday, and I left my head off. That's a really tremendous movie that both parodies the genre and does justice to it as a film. And a lot of people, the studio didn't want to make it in black and white. which is very frustrating. But we're going to get into Young Frankenstein this week. Well, we're not getting into Young Frankenstein specifically, but we're getting into some people involved in the next 2 weeks. So hang tight. Andrew said, I keep that Freebirds card on a picture frame on my dresser. Yes, I'm a troubled person. That's perhaps the least of your problems. Talk to me when you have a Doc Hendricks poster. Neil said, excellent question, Griff. Kiana said, oh my God, give me the Stormtrooper. No. Carla said, that is a sweet Elena sticker. No one is getting any of my stickers. Michael Key said, straight egg Shockmaster. That's a Shockmaster? I didn't. I'll go back and read them later. Sabrina said, note to self, I'm sending you coal for Christmas, and I'm excited to use it. I have a steamship. Fresh Prince said, you're the Hans Molman of professional wrestling. I'll take it. Famous said, oh, good. I'm not the only person who still makes zines. Is this just a zine community? Aaron said, before it focused, I thought it was going to be a perfect strangers button. I was incorrect. But in many ways, isn't Liza Minnelli a perfect stranger with her mother? Judy Garland and Liza Minnelli, aren't they the real perfect strangers? Famous Among the Barn said, how does one get a copy of this wrestling zine? Jordan, tell them how to get it. It's called Wrestle Void, but I'm sure you can look it up and find it somewhere. Neil said, is the gold leaf better than the salmon? Yes. To me, yes. Clint said, how did you get this stuff? I was sent it by Jordan Patrick. Dave said, the stream died for a second, but I'm back. Thank you. Nail said, it's dying intermittently. Dear Lord. Rowan said, John Mulaney is fire. Efren Bojaquarez said, I haven't said this in forever, but it's my first time and something isn't right. That's for sure. Something won't be right on your second time either. Blue Meanie said, the Roku feed for this video keeps dropping up, but my computer feed still works. That's so weird. Everything is fine. Nothing's going wrong on my end, so I don't know what it is. Nell said, Meanie, it's happening to a couple of us. I'm on Apple TV. Raquel said, good evening, RJ. Did anyone say I love you, and did you not feel the same? How did you handle that? I just said it anyway, I think. No, I think at the time when people say they love you, I say I'm usually at the same level of them. But I think as you go on in different years in life, you have a different definition of love, probably a more specific, perhaps a more deeper definition of love. And you can look back, and at the time, I think your capacity to love in different ways changes. So when I said I love you to a person at the time, that's what I thought it meant. I mean, I can look back now and say I was wrong now. Not then necessarily. It's okay to say that. You still care for the person. Now you can still, be cordial with the person. You can still have feelings for them, but it doesn't necessarily mean you love them in the sense you do now. That changes. It's fluid. We're all water. We're meat sacks and water, baby. Cactus Kelly said, least favorite film genre, follow up. What's one passable movie from that genre? I kind of hate that kind of gore porn horror movie stuff. It's just really not my bag. Sometimes it's just so much gross. And I don't really enjoy it that much. One that I like The Terrifier. That was a good movie in that vein because it still had the creepy element. So it gave me what I didn't want and what I did want at the same time. Clint said, hey, RJ, am I playing another game again? Yes, I'm going to be playing Yahtzee. Efren said, I have a friend who still uses that spray. Dear Lord. GLH, good looking hair by Ronco. Thank you, Andrea. Dave said, if The Rock can buy the XFL, surely RJ can buy the USFL or Slam Ball. I'm going to buy Roller Jam. Clint said, do you have a midnight snack? No, I ate already. And I won't be eating from now until bed. But I certainly have my Lime Rickey Lake. Cheap plug, Coaster, Major Wrestling Figures podcast. I'm a good person. I'm a good friend. Are we friends? Am I friends with Matt? I really don't know. He seems to think so. Jordan said, I need RJ City cards. I think some people make them. Brandon said, nobody wakes up with better punctuality than you, champ. Oh, God, I'm so long in the chat. I love when you tell me no, so thank you. Jesus, Kiana. I'm late tonight, but hi, RJ. Hi, everybody. Bobert said, hey, RJ, how you get that pure black background, baby? It's called a backdrop. Allow me to ruin the illusion for you. Look, now I got to put it back. I also obviously adjust the camera so everything's a little darker and smoother and nicer looking, and I'm lit well. It's all about the lighting, kids. Andrew said, confirmed, Roku problem, but we've got a computer situation rolling just fine. You know what, Andrew? Put me on every monitor in the house. Bill said, nothing's happening here. It's all good on Android. You Roku people disgust me. Dave said, YouTube versus RJ is a feud we need. Can't wait for RJ to cut a promo on all the Google nerds. Yeah, typing away. Nice fingers. Still got it. Tabby said, I avoid the problem by never saying I love you to anyone ever. It's a good, I'm a rock, I'm an island. And an island feels no pain. No, and a rock feels no pain. And an island never cries. Roman said, I'm on my Samsung phone in a condo with generally bad reception due to concrete soundproofing, and I actually have no issues, even though half the time my phone calls drop. Service, I think they're going to get rid of self-service, period. They're going to be like everyone, we're just doing Wi-Fi. Evan said, do you ever think you can ever fall out of love with someone? My therapist haven't answered it, so I'm asking you on YouTube. Yes. I don't think it's necessarily that person's fault. Certainly, if somebody hurts you, you can absolutely fall out of love with them. It's good to fall out of love with people who repeatedly hurt you. You have to learn how to protect yourself. Some people have a mistaken idea of love and they chain themselves to that person, even though they're hurting them, and then they can't fall out of love, even though it's hurting yourself. You have to love yourself first, and so does the other person. That's really the only way something can sustain and be meaningful. Otherwise, you're feeding this beast of a relationship, which isn't very healthy at all. Can you fall out of love? Do I believe people change? Well, I already said my definition of love has changed from when I was a kid, from when I was in high school, certainly. I would say I could fall out of love with a person in the sense that I've told people I love them before, and I have a totally different definition of it right now. So I would assume in the future, love will morph and change and grow, and my definition would change. However, I feel like I'm at a point in my life right now where I'm aware of that. I have enough experience under my belt that I know love will change in different ways because people change. I change. Your body gets old. Your body gets weird. Your mind gets weird. You get closer to death. It starts freaking everyone out. You don't know what to do with your life. Having said that, I think being aware of it right now is a helpful thing. And I think in this sense, when I tell someone I love them right now, I think I have a much more concrete and healthy and long-term understanding of what, first of all, what that means now, how it was different before that, and also that it will change. And I'm prepared to say that and grow with someone that I truly love. Awareness is key, no matter what the circumstances are. Michael said, I would say I love you, RJ, but I'm a heel, but you're a heel, so I can't. Thank you. Oh, Lord, did I lose you? There we go. Bill said, in honor of Val Venus, who does seem to be here, how about a limerick in her honor? This one's for you, Val, baby. I'm going to read, I took chapter here, it's the shit chapter. I thought it was very good. Let's see. Ooh, this is about a Scotchman. There was a young man of Loch Leven who went for a walk about 7. He fell into a pit that was brimful of shit, and now the poor bugger's in heaven. That was a sweet one. He just fell in a pile of shit. That wasn't that bad at all things considered. Rowan said, oh, Tabby, we're spirit sisters. Nail said, I don't have Roku, using Apple TV and iPhone, and both drop out randomly. Damn it. Sean said, he's down now. I have a black screen. What the fuck? Dave said, gore porn. Monster Brawl was close to that. Werewolf's death was pretty brutal. That was a sad one. Did I get my head kicked off? I don't remember how I died in that. Oh, I think I got my head stomped or punched off. I remember they made a thing of my head. I got to watch that again. Or you know what? Maybe not. Aaron said, I moved from the generic smart TV to the laptop, and it's working fine now. It's the way of the future. Nell said, Sean, go out and come back, and he's back on, but it keeps happening. I'm sorry, everyone. It doesn't give me anything to do here. Dave said, Matt has that Tony Khan money now. He doesn't need your support, that's for sure. He got my plug, and he flew the coop. Jordan said, each gift has a meaning, as it is something you've talked about, like the Laura Palmer button, because you like Twin Peaks, the hologram Mark Henry card, because you guys are buds. Also, I want to talk more about this. There's these wonderful blurbs on the back from Peter Matz, who was on keyboards here. Oh, he conducted, he produced and arranged it. So let's read what Peter Matz had to say at the Ethel Merman Disco album. Special thanks to Kip for having such a good idea. To Kip and Herb for bringing me into it. To Julia for all the help along the way. To everyone at A&M for keeping such a good place to work and play. And a very special thanks to Miss Merman. If it wasn't for her great talent, dedication to the work to be done, and sense of humor, love of life, generosity, and the ability to give of herself, well, then most of us wouldn't want to do another 100 records, TV shows, state fairs, etc. with her. Thanks, Ethel, for the continuing reminders of what it's all about. I'm going to read another blurb in a bit. I got to get through this chat. Sean said, this is so weird. It's doing it to me where I can see him for a second. Sorry. Aaron said, oops, never mind. It's gone again. What the hell? They're awesome gifts. I'm going to believe in this stream. Thank you for sticking with me, everyone. Kiana said, the stream is fine for me. Hasn't skipped at all. Well, aren't you special? Sabrina said, I see you in 11 days. That's right. I'm doing the Destiny barbecue. I don't think anyone's calling it a show right now because nobody's sure if we can wrestle or not. I'll bring my tights just in case. If it gets too tight, if it gets too hot, I'll just walk around the parking lot in my tights. Brandon said, put me on every monitor in the house, with famous last words. Bobert said, so far, this is the only stream I've been able to watch. Streamers feel like they should be your friend, but RJ is a heel, so no one... Wait, I've lost you. So he's no one's friend. I like to keep a healthy distance, and I think that works. Nell said, damn, that's deep. Joel said, all is well and good, RJ, but wouldn't you agree that when we're hungry, love will keep us alive? I think, Joel, that love will keep us together. So think of me, babe. Whenever. Dave said, RJ, this love talk is too deep and serious. Please say something funny. Absolutely not, Dave. Deal with your emotions. Neil said, do you love us, RJ? Sure. Bill said, RJ has a sensitive side that is very, very profound. Great advice. Danny said, oh dear, let me get the sanitizer ready. Oh, we're talking about the pile of shit limerick. Neil said, I don't think Val is here. She was going to the 90s quiz. That's right. I hope she's doing well. But Bear said, a guy fell in a pile of shit. What is this? A WWE production? Oh, another Bo Bear singer. Rowan said, RJ loves us, but y'all ain't going to get him to admit it. Neil said, my stream dropped as he said shit like a crashing sensor. Steven says, hello, RJ. Hello, Mr. Pike. Bill said, what's some of the more classic horror movies or shows that you love growing up? Well, The Twilight Zone is just like a number one to me. Horror movies, Rosemary's Baby, although I don't even know. I wouldn't even classify it as a horror movie in the traditional sense, like Dracula. Dracula's great. Frankenstein's great. I saw Frankenstein in the movie theater a couple of years ago. It was short and fun. All those Roger Corman, Edgar Allan Poe ones. My favorite is The Fall of the House of Usher, for sure. Dave said, RJ's stream on the bunny ears is always flawless. Just smack the TV, guys. I'm sure it'll even out. Bill said, well, we did this already. Bill said, we have Val's back nail. Steven said, oh, I found the Secret History of Twin Peaks hardcover at Family Dollar for $1. That's jackpot, my friend. Dave, RJ on antenna TV is always a must. Jordan said, laptop seems to be working fine. Steven said, RJ, I think you'll enjoy listening to The Saint, starring Vincent Price. Old time radio on YouTube. I have listened to it. Nug in his car is a big fan of this old time radio station. And he plays that. He plays The Shadow, and he plays another one called The Whisperer. It's a crime drama. And I think the guy heard his voice, blew out his voice box, so he just whispers now. Tabby said, if nobody minds, I'm going to grab some blueberries. Be right back. Does anyone mind if Tabby grabs blueberries? No? Okay, go ahead. Just don't take too long. Danny said, I want blueberries. Great. Now everyone's going to get up and buy blueberries. Jonathan Santos, who I want to point out, is his mother's birthday today. So the happiest of birthdays to electable Madam Santos. Sorry I'm late to the party. Had to say goodbye to the missus on your mother's birthday. Famous Among the Barns said, or does love lift us up where we belong, where the eagles fly on a mountain high? Who knows what tomorrow brings in a world that few hearts survive? All I know is the way I feel. Jesus. I can't believe I know that song too. Danny said, I think RJ barely tolerates it. I barely tolerate myself. Steven said, that sure was believable. Joel said, personally, I'm of the belief that love will tear us apart, but that's why I respect you. Kind of. Nail said, must be YouTube just saw Sean Rassap apologize for his stream, but then his stream may be shit. Usually it's like, for the most part, YouTube had always been flawless until all the pandemic business started. And then I'd say maybe 20% of the time it's like, which in the grand scheme of things, considering how often I make videos, I would say it's ultimately reliable and okay. Just considering. Also, I know it just happens to everyone sometimes. It's really frustrating. Some people can't get their stuff started at all. Remember, I think there was a time when I got kicked off twice. It was horrible. Sabrina said, have you watched the Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix? No, I haven't. I'm still enjoying the reruns on TV. There's certain shows that I'd rather I catch them when they're on as opposed to go watch them. I don't like them enough to go watch them. Steven said, Mask of the Red Death is the best. That is a very good one. Michael said, who's your favorite person named Michael Keys? Well, it would be Michael Jonathan Aloysius Keys. A good friend of mine used to play squash together. Clint said, hey, RJ, I gotta ask, who was your opponent in a match who gave you the most painful hit? Some people have really brutal chops, but none are coming to mind. The most painful stuff is stuff I've done to myself. That usually is the worst. There must have been a real bad chopper, but I can't remember. I had a friend, Rico, a guy I wrestled, and his hands were really thick. And when he would chop you, it felt like you got punched in the chest. Jordan said, Steven, that book is awesome. Great score. Bo Bear said, hey, RJ, if you could star in any movie, what movie would it be? I would love to be in The King of Comedy. If we had to do a remake, I would love to do The King of Comedy, which The Joker is basically a remake of it, but it is not as good. Rowan said, do we all watch The Hilarious House of Frightenstein, or is that just a Canadian thing? Rowan, I swear to God, I have pitched a reboot of that so long, so many different times, so many different ways. It was really hard to get the rights to. Then somebody else got it, and they actually kind of got it into development, and I don't know what the deal is after that, but dear Lord, it's one of my favorite shows of all time. Pike said, The Whisperer is fantastic. Well, thank you. That's so sweet of you. Val is here. Hello, Val. Vincent Price and Fall of the House of Usher says Bill is still the tops. Any Poe-themed horror movies are usually great. Did you like any of the Hammer horror movies? Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing? Not really. They're okay, but they're not my favorite. My favorite is Vincent Price. Poe is very specific. Aaron said, I also watched Frightenstein, but I'm also Canadian. I think people in Detroit watched it. You could see it like across the river like that. Val's checking in from the end of the trivia game. You were talking about me and I wasn't here. Isn't that always the way? Dave said, on a different topic, what's your thoughts on UFO sightings? You think it's all fake? Or you think aliens have visited us and thought these people are fucked? Probably both. I think we are probably dumb in terms of how we're interpreting all of this too. Blue Meanie says, can you do a cartoon where you talk Marty Jannetty out of killing a guy? I do not rock with that. I do not rock with that at all. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know. Other than I'm a power and glory guy. Let's leave it at that. Tabby said, okay, I got my blueberries. I'm just going to sit back and boo RJ with my mouth full. Steven said, Stack or Farina Unsolved Mysteries? I'm a Stack guy. Michael Keys has joined Citizens United. So sweet of you, Michael. Welcome to the cult that's not a cult. And now enjoy the bevy of custom emojis that are available for your use. Let's cheers to Michael Keys. What a sweet fella, as I almost spilled this everywhere. Dear Lord. Oh, hey, Blue Meanie. I have it on my list. I'm going to look up that episode of Nikki you were on. I hope it's available somewhere. I don't know if it's in syndication. I don't know if Nikki's streaming. Bill said, looking forward to the new Netflix series based on the nurse from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Looks very bizarre. I was actually doing a lot of research into One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and I didn't realize Danny DeVito and Christopher Lloyd were originally in the Broadway play before it was a movie. Fascinating. Which was en vogue at the time. Jordan's welcoming Michael. Tabby's welcoming Michael, which is so sweet. Blue Meanie, Tabby said, Blue Meanie, thank you. I had to talk myself out of bringing that up in my last comment, but the ice is broken. Yep, we're here. Clint said, RJ, do you only drink coffee every Sunday? No, I drink water and then more coffee. Val said, yes, I think we missed like 5 out of 40 questions. Not bad at all. Michael said, I don't need your validation, but really, thanks. Dave said, Marty Jannetty once posted about eating Cheerios with pickle juice instead of milk. Jordan said, hey, buddy, Michael, what are you, a piece of shit or something? Welcome to the club. You've officially been inducted. Rowan said, Frightenstein, I swear, is my favorite thing as a kid. Probably why Halloween is my favorite holiday. I want to rock sexy, scary fun at all times. Brandon said, Poe actually pitched the literary magazine The Pen, but it failed. He had a lot of failures in it. He didn't have the most pleasant life, I have to say. Nail said, Paul Roma teamed with Jim Powers, Hercules, Ric Flair, and Paul Orndorff. Talk about a crazy group of partners. That's crazy. And he still is. I was going to say was a phenomenal athlete, but he still is because he still wrestles and he still hits a top rope elbow. I like the guy a lot. I don't know why. SM said, just wondering, RJ, did you find out what the proper pronunciation of Solus is? Yes, and I just talked to them today because we just picked something. Solus. Solus, not solace. Solus. Solis. I think it's a last name. Aaron said, Michael, do we have a Keys versus Keys battle or superhero team-ups? I've made a copy of my keys here. That's what's happened. Tabby said, Michael Keys, imagine I'm offering you some welcome blueberries, one of us. Cactus Kelly said, if you were to reboot Power and Glory, who would be your Hercules? Oh, I like that Alex Hammerstone fella. I think he's powerful enough. Nail said, I love that it shows a college shape with member written on it. Isn't that nice? Clint said, want to join in a movie cast in Netflix, RJ? I'm sure you'll get paid. Sure. You know where to find me. Rowan said, Cuckoo's Nest was an amazing book. I'm totally intrigued about the Ratchet series, although it kind of looks like another version of American Horror Story to me. Migdalia Memory Lane said, sorry I'm late. I just got home from work. But I must say, last night I stumbled upon you playing video games with Jessamine Duke. I love your choice of games. There is a bevy of videos of me playing with Jessamine Duke, playing video games with Jessamine Duke. We played Guts, we played Serious Sam, and we played Double Dare, and none of them went that well. Also, she just taught me how to play online, which I've never done before, and now I'm really 67 years old. So maybe that will pop up as a video soon. Dave said, has any wrestler ever answered your question when you ask if they are a piece of shit or something? No, they get baffled and they don't know how to. The correct answer is probably or something. We'll see. I'm going to ask it to a lot of famous people and see how that works. I'm going to ask it to Paul Roma. Clint said, RJ, which of these two is your most favorite holiday, Halloween or Christmas? Well, Halloween really isn't a holiday, and we should stop calling it a holiday. It's not. You don't get off on Halloween, unfortunately. If it's not a Tuesday, you've fucked. Tabby said, my audio and video are out of sync, and I'm not sure if I want to refresh or try to fix it. Just refresh it. Well, see what happens. Bang the TV. I won't talk about anything for like the next 10 seconds. Dave said, do you miss getting pulled from StarCast? Well, I'm still getting pulled, but StarCast got pulled too. So, like, how do they like it? Maybe I won't invite StarCast to my show, RJ City's Night of Not Enough Stars. Michael Key said, getting so much love from the chat, I may need a refund, jobbers. This is backfiring now. Sabrina said, well, this was fun. Have a great night, everybody. Sabrina has a staunch bedtime. I'm going to assume it's 10:45. So she's getting fixing. So good night, Sabrina. Bill said, speaking of Halloween, any fun costumes with group of friends as an adult? We all were wrestlers one year. I mean, I've done that a couple times. We were all 80s wrestlers one year, and I think we all went out to a bar. That kind of thing. And Hornet, the ref on NXT, his name's Daryl on NXT. He was a Legion of Doom. I was Roddy Piper. I was also Roddy Piper when I went to a comedy bar Halloween party, and Nug was Captain Lou Albano. It was a nice 1-2 punch. And we tried to convince our friend to be Cyndi Lauper, but she wouldn't go for it because she, and it's so good, was Rick Moranis from Little Shop of Horrors, and she made a puppet Audrey that she held like this, like the potted plant, and it was so good. It was so good. And she had the fake arm. It was amazing. Nicholas said, nothing wrong with being a jobber, brother, and then used the wonderful Hulk Hogan emoji. Bobert said, any opinion on how to get over on Twitter so my other projects can get over? I still don't know. Throw things at the wall and see what sticks. You can only figure it out by doing. That seems to be most things in life. As much as you can strategize and try to think, at a certain point, you got to go, I don't know the answer until I do it. So I have to just go ahead and do it and figure it out as I go. Danny said, Halloween is totally a holiday. No, it's not. You don't get anything off. It's not a holiday at all. I mean, I said, you also play Family Feud. I definitely had that game as a kid. We did play Family Feud. I totally forgot. Yes. and it was, let's say, not her favorite game. SM said, which one of your t-shirts currently available on Pro Wrestling Tees is your favorite? I'm having a difficult time deciding on one, but I need to represent the cult. I think it's one of the 3 trials. Yes, it is. You know what? One of my favorites, and I spoke to David today, and he was wearing it, was RJ City's Stairway to Obscurity. It's based on an even more obscure New York public access show called Stairway to Stardom, if you ever YouTube that. I've posted about it in my members group before. It's a hoot. Probably that one's my favorite. I also like the new heel ones, Heel Please Boo and Heel Turn. Those 2 are really great. Dave said, you ever wonder what a random celebrity is doing these days? Like, I wonder what the guy who played Donkey Lips from Salute Your Shorts is doing. But I think they're just hanging out. Like, I don't think it's like, could be anything. I'm like, no, I have a pretty good idea of what they're doing. Maybe local theater, maybe some readings. Neil said, there's a ref called Daryl Hornet. I think his full name is Daryl Sharma, but he wrestled as Hornet, so he'll always be Daryl Hornet to me. Clint said, hey, RJ, just to remind you, do you know how to do a Russian accent well? Because I can write and read Russian language. That's all. No, I don't. It comes off very bad. I had to audition once doing a Russian accent, and I tried to practice it. My problem was I wasn't picking words that would allow me to have a Russian accent. I was just picking like really neutral words, and it was very stupid of me. Rowan says, yes, Danny Reich, cheers. I look forward to my friend's annual Halloween drunken costume party every year. Yeah, but you don't get off. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not really a holiday. It's a celebration. Like St. Patrick's Day isn't a holiday. It's not. It's just a day. And I'm not even saying this as a matter of opinion. It's a matter of fact. You don't get off. That's it. Michael Key said, I too am of the heel persuasion. Boo me, you fools. Well, I can't boo you now. Is a heel boo another heel? Blue Meanie said, for my episode of Nikki, search on YouTube for Nikki Season 2, Episode 4, Part 1. It's on YouTube in 3 parts because it's such a cliffhanger. Oh, I can't wait to watch this. I'm so excited. I will review it. Bobear says, RJ, you're wise beyond your years. Thank you for your honest answers. I'm doing the Lord's work or something. Bill said, Nug as Captain Lou. You as Roddy Piper. We need pictures. Hope you brought lots of bubble gum. I actually tweeted it to Mrs. Meanie, Blue Meanie's life partner, whatever you kids are calling yourselves these days. Go search. Maybe if you click on my media, if you click in photos and you scroll down, wasn't that long ago? It was maybe last week. Should be able to find it. Famous Among the Barn said, I'd like it noted that we'd all just ignore the obvious you don't get off on Halloween jokes. I don't get off on Halloween. So I make the mistake of doing a too ugly costume. I was the Penguin once. Danny DeVito as the Penguin. It's too ugly. Nail said, because of RJ, I say hoot, huckleberry, and oh Lord, a lot more than I used to. But look at how great your life is now. Michael Key said, I got it. I know, sold it. Thank you. Roman said, left my ass off. He's old. He's just appropriately wise to his regular mid-30 years. Mrs. Meanie said, fun fact, Blue Meanie was in a movie with Donkey Lips. It's called Community College. I did not know about the acting career of Blue Meanie. It's amazing. Danny said, is Valentine's Day a holiday? Danny, do you get off on Valentine's Day? Or do you have to go to work? When you were at school, Valentine's Day, did they say everybody stay home? No, they didn't. Because it's not a holiday. It's just a day. It's not called Valentine's Holiday. It's called Valentine's Day. That's it. Nell said, if I dressed as a wrestler for Halloween, I'd go as Sexy Tugboat. Well, you know what? He already had cleavage. Steven said, meaning to ask you, thoughts on Fred Allen? Seems your type of Burns and Allen. Yeah, I enjoyed him. I don't know that much about him to have that much of an opinion. Certainly, I wasn't crazy about George Burns either. I don't think he was bad. He just wasn't like my kind of guy. I go like, he's a legend. I can see it, but I'm not like, and I think Fred falls in that same category for me. Karen said, I'm so happy. Yesterday, I returned to Jessamine Duke's membership. Well, that's so sweet. I'm sure she'll be streaming every day forever. Dave said, we get off for President's Day in the U.S., and I defy anyone to tell me, honestly, that they don't celebrate. You don't have to celebrate a holiday. It's a holiday, meaning you take it off. It's not a celebration. You celebrate your birthday. It's not a holiday. Neil said, heel and boo a heel. You pretend to be friends until you can out-heel them. Karen's booing me. Clint said, oh, you RJ, is it yeah or boo? It's boo. Mignalia said, my birthday is near Halloween, so I always take the week off from work. So technically, I am off on Halloween. Yeah, but you're not off because of it. And those are either paid vacation days, or you have to take them. You have to fill out paperwork, it's the whole thing. Nell said, I get off on Halloween. Why don't you special? Griff says, RJ, you ever ask yourself, what would Mark Ruffalo do? And then do the opposite? Yes, and that's how I live my life. I tip people, Mark. I tip people very well. And I'm nice to people. I don't bury them in the press. Unless I'm supposed to, because I'm a heel. Danny said, October babies get Halloween off. True story. Dave said, what's the worst Halloween candy? It's got to be good and plenty. Yeah, those are really bad. The Baby Ruth is kind of shit. I think that one is really not that good at all. Just red lollipops. People are still giving out red lollipops unmarked. It's not my favorite. Bill said, because of RJ, I find myself doing the Jerry Lewis lady all the time. Danny said, candy corn's gross. I like real good fresh candy corn is like. Nell said, that's why we are a tag team, baby. Karen said, later, everyone. God bless you, Karen. SM said, glad to see there are fellow Scorpios in the cult. Yes, we'll all be doing horoscope readings. Nail said, yes, Bill, I do say Danhausen like he does now. Rowan said, Jesus, bank holidays are our only definition of holidays now. I think we're going too far. Serious business about this definition. No, we're not. We're not taking it seriously enough. Halloween is just a day. And even though the saints and the devils and the ghosts and the spirits come out, they don't get off work. If anything, that's the one day they do work. Danny said, my birthday is a holiday. I don't go to work on the day. It's not how it works. Tabby said, if you don't get off on Valentine's Day, you're doing it wrong. I guess. Michael said, because of RJ, I now hate Courtney Cox's ex-husband. Damn you for ruining Ready to Rumble for me. Just by pointing out that it's a not very good movie. I didn't do that much deep research. I just said, what is this? And everyone went, oh, God, you're right. Blue Meanie said, in community college, I play. Where did I go? I've lost you now. What the hell? Oh, in community college, I play a masseuse at a lemonade stand. I can see why I haven't seen it on your resume. Tabby said, yeah, the joke was done already, but I don't care. Tabby said, it's a meme now. Am I in a meme already? Clint said, so RJ, you don't play video games? Nope, I don't play them at all, even though tomorrow at 12:30 in the afternoon, there'll be a new video of me playing WrestleFest, my favorite, most difficult arcade game. Neil said, there's an awesome Aren't You Special RJ gift, which I wish people would use to reply to all brag tweets they ever see. Nails, you have to really promote those gifts to get people need to know what to type in and what to use them for. Just go to Twitter, type in the gift search bar, my name, and then Nails did this amazing GIF art. Bill said, what about Bob Hope? For some reason, as a kid, I loved him, but as I got older, his jokes are not very funny. I watched a clip last week of Bob Hope on the Dick Havoc show, and every joke he told, he just bombed. He did that, tribute to the troops stuff, or entertaining the troops, because he wasn't getting any work. He did not seem like the nicest person. Let me put it like that. Steven said, saying Baby Ruth is shit, you really are a heel. Rowan said, Baby Ruth is awesome. Oh my God, people are coming. I've triggered the Baby Ruth people. So are red lollies. The worst in Canada are those molasses kisses. Oh, they're so bad. In Canada, we have them. They come in these orange wax wrappers with like a witch on them, a shitty cartoon witch. And they're just like hard candy that your second string B-level grandmother would give you. Terry said, we're gonna die fucking Chris Rock. Clint said, how many movies were you cast in? I did 1, 2, maybe 6 or 7. 8-ish. Depends what you define as a movie. I'd at least say 5 for sure. Andrea said, I'd say Tootsie Rolls are the worst. I'd have a weird container of 30 of them left over the next spring. Trash candy, but great to eat at Planet Fitness. I also love the grape ones they have there. Those are fantastic. Dave said, how do you celebrate Earth Day? You don't. You observe it. You look around the earth. You go walk into a lawn and you go, doesn't this look nice? Rowan said, oh yeah, Tootsie Rolls are even grosser, blah. No, this cult seriously loves David. Nicholas said, Halloween and Valentine's Day aren't real holidays. I sorry about RJ. Thank you. Steven said, poor David. How does it feel to be the 5th best Arquette? There's Alexis, Patricia, Rosanna, Richmond, and then David. You did get them all. I'm proud of you. Bill said, my dad actually picked up Bob Hope at the airport in Calgary for an Air Force event. He was with a woman, and my dad asked if she could take his bags, and Hope said, nope, she can walk. That ever funny, so droll, so witty, Bob Hope. That's amazing. Clint said, hey, RJ, was your first name in wrestling was RJ Skinner? Nope. Brandon said, I got to go. We should think of a portrait session for you during this downtime. Yes, I want to be sculpted out of clay. Bill, that is so... why did you wait so long after knowing me to drop this Bob Hope story on me now? Neil said, he'll trigger the Baby Ruth people, but not the comment on Genetti. Well, I think everyone is like quite taken aback. I don't think there's two sides of that story. Well, you know what I mean. He'll trigger the... RJ, how do you take your coffee, and how do you think Tim Hortons has... And do you think Tim Hortons has okay coffee? I usually take my coffee black if it's really good coffee. Sometimes I'll put the bulletproof in it. Sometimes I'll put some stevia in it, vanilla creamer, a little bit, coconut milk. I think Tim Hortons is brown water. Steven said, oh, wait, I love those molasses kisses. Maybe I suck. Oh, no. SM said, guess I'm part of the minority that enjoyed Ready to Rumble. I actually watched it recently. He alleges that it made its money back in video. I really find that hard to believe. Terry said, I hate bitter honeys, but I love black jelly beans. I, as an adult, am getting into black licorice. And the all sorts, dear Lord, they are fun. Bill said, I would love to see you cast in the TV show in Toronto, What We Do in the Shadows, the vampire comedy. You would be so good. That is a great casting, Bill. Well done. I haven't seen the TV show, but I love the movie. And I agree with you. Danny said, speaking of coffee, do you plan on trying Claudio's coffee? I don't know. Does he plan on sending it to me? Dave said, somebody book Family Feud with the Baldwins versus the Arquettes. Dear Lord, that would get vicious. David's sisters are very mean. And the Baldwins are all men. All men. Where did we go? I've lost everyone now. I'm getting back. Tabby said, Bob Hope's friend was Bing Crosby, who was not a good father, let's just say. Yeah, him and a sack of oranges. Not good at all. If they were both alive today, they'd be very good friends with Ellen. Probably. Neil said, right, Bill, I love that story. Gerardo Acoma said, in your videos, were you cooking your underwear? Oh, I cook in my underwear, my friend. I would love you to use your wrestling trunks. Will you use them in your videos? I have used them before. Go look in my old ones. They're fun. Also, in my wrestling trunks, I've wrestled too, which seems like a hoot. Nails would buy an RJ Clay sculpture. Gordon Paxton said, police have opened an investigation on Genetti. Well, yeah, that's what happens when you allege something like that on Facebook. Clint said, believe me, RJ, once you have been cast in a movie, I'm going to the cinema to watch you act. It'll be entertainment. Well, I'm glad that you've already purchased some sort of ticket. Bill said, my dad had so many good stories. He was also involved with the Shag Harbor UFO incident here in Nova Scotia. He was also a courier for MI6 in London, England. Isn't that weird? What an eclectic. I hope you wrote some of these down, damn it. Rowan said, where did I go? Rowan said, ooh, the Tim's Coffee equivalent of Kisses, Tootsie Rolls, Baby Ruth, Black Licorice. Yuck. Bobea said, what's your opinion on Quarter Gas? Would you appear in a remake if they made one? Well, if they want to pay me a lot of money. I don't think it's really my speed. I'm more of a Letterkenny guy. And I would like to be on the show because I'm friends with K. Trevor Wilson. And not for nothing, he should just get me on the fucking show, to be honest with you. Unless we're filming outside. It's so hot. Michael said, I always knew Genetti was a bad guy ever since he tried to escape from his nice friend Sean by jumping through the barbershop window. Coward. Bobby Heenan was right. Nail said, has Jessamine butt blowing? Oh, has Jessamine been blowing up generators on Monday Night Raw? Or can you not say one of the hooded hoodlums was rather tall and slender? That was actually Jeff Goldblum now. So keep your eye out. That's a little inside scoop on the dirt sheeps. The dirt sheeps. That's what I'm calling them now. You know, some old heel is going to call them that. In 50 years, I'll call them the dirt sheeps. That was actually Jeff Goldblum. So, mum's the word. Tabby said the worst Baldwin brother is Adam. I don't even know what the hell that is. Dave said, not all the Baldwins are men. Stephen Baldwin is a jackass. Yeah. Blue Meanie says, I've been putting cold brew in a shaker with peanut butter crunch protein powder for something different. I used to do that too. I have like a vanilla protein powder, and I would mix it the same way I mix like the bulletproof powder. And it's not that bad, especially if you go into the gym in the morning and you want to have a little something, but not too much. It digests rather quickly. It's vanilla. It's not bad. That's so nice. Neil said, can we, but the problem is I hate mixing my coffee because like with other stuff, because I still want to have my coffee. So if there's more coffee that I can like waste, then I'll be fine. Neil said, can we have Bill on coffee in his underwear telling dad stories? That would be so cool. Dad stories with Bill. Stories about Bill's dad. Aaron said, I would like to cast RJ in the movie about Bill's. Yes, Bill, I would like to play your father. I've bought the life rights to play your father. Bobert said, you're friends with the cast of Letterkenny? Just the one. Rowan said, oh, you'd be sick on Letterkenny. I have a big old... Actually, no, I'm friends with two. I know the hockey coach, too. He's a very funny comedian. His name's Mark Forward, and he has good stand-up on YouTube. Go look it up. It's good. Steven said, RJ, you'd be best on a panel game show. I agree. Nail said, dirt sheeps. Clint said, when the moon turns to red, or perhaps a total lunar eclipse, what do? I turn into a werewolf. These are the things that happen. It's my curse. This is the bane of the wolf. Bo Bear said, what's the toughest guy in Letterkenny? That'd be RJ City. Bill said, he would not talk about the Shag Harbor incident. I bugged him forever to discuss it. He was pure Air Force and never wanted to talk about anything, but you still found it cool. Oh, of course. Nail said, I keep howling at Dirt Sheeps. Jordan said, Jeff Goldblum and the Dirt Sheeps is my new band name. SM wanted to know, RJ, can you do a Jeff Goldblum impression? No, yes, chaos. Fair. What way? Yes. Yes, indeed. What way do you think it'll go if you drop the water? It went down somewhere else. That's a bad. I'm making it up as I go. Let me read the second blurb here. So I want to read more about Ethel Merman. Paul Jabra did this. I don't know who the hell he is, but nevertheless, for decades, Ethel Merman has been the heart and soul of American musical theater. Hearing this album, I'm convinced that this disco diva may be taking a whole new career. Jesus. Not only are these songs the world's favorites, but the sheer joy of Merman's voice makes me want to get up and dance. Bless you for boogieing, Ethel. You're hot as a pistol. P.S. When are you going to sing one of my tunes? And that's Paul Jabra. I'm going to use those last two lines. Bless you for boogieing. You're as hot as a pistol. That made me incredibly happy. It was a horrible Jeff Goldblum. Roman said, I see RJ and Tanis, my hero. What? Being super hot together. Sure. Dirk Sheeps. Bo Bear said, Mark Forward and K. Oh, Bill is signing his father's life rights away. It's amazing. Bo Bear says, Mark Forward and K. Trevor Wilson are great comedians. I'd love to see them live sometime. I missed out on Letterkenny live show when I was in town. I want to be on that show so bad. Even though I have to be on both shows. Blue Meanie said, you need a Dirt Sheep shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees. By the way, there is a sale going on right now until I think Thursday sometime. So if you want to buy my shirts, or if you want to buy Blue Meanie or Jessamine Duke or anyone, or maybe Paul Roma, who knows, go and buy them. It's good. You basically get free shipping. It's decent. I think it's decent. Some people like to buy my stuff in tandem with other, like a combo, like a gift basket. Rowan said, Bill, I missed it too. Me and my baby brother went on so badly, but I couldn't put the time off work. Nail said, Goldblum reads the Derp Sheeps. Would be a good series. Tabby said, RJ would be a hick skid hockey player. I'd be a hick. I think I would just come into town for one episode. I think I would play myself. Steven said, I was hoping for more. And that in that Goldblum impression, I want that blurb as my obituary. I said, Aaron, I'll see what I can do. Andrea said, whoever Paul is, because you're hot as a pistol, Andrea. Bless you for boogieing. Bill said, we now need an RJ Ethel Merman duet record. You know, with technology, you could do it. I have to get Future Union, my t-shirt guy, to design a shirt that is the RJ City disco album. Rowan, I know I understand. Rowan said, oh, if all you don't know, Karen Hito Horn, look her up. Hottest Canadian Indigenous actress. She is so fire. She is hot as a pistol. Gerard said, I love your trunks. I would love to see all your collection in a video that you will model them. They look great on you. Why, thank you. Nails used sheep, and she's laughing. Let me read a couple before we go. Let me read this whole page here. There's a couple of them. There's 5, and they're all about excrement. So let's blow through. Blue Meanie said, dirty deeds done dirt sheep. Isn't he a clever soul? Isn't he hot as a pistol? There was a young man named McBride who could fart whenever he tried. In a contest he blew 2002 and then shit and was disqualified. Next one. There was a young man named McPhee who was stung in the balls by a bee. He made oodles of money by oozing pure honey every time he attempted to pee. There was a young girl of Machias whose bloomers were cut on the bias, with an opening behind to let out the wind and to let the boys in once or twice. It's clever. There was a young fellow named Malcolm who dusted his asshole with talcum. He'd always use it every time that he shit and found the sensation right welcome. That one didn't rhyme very well. It's a little embarrassing. Okay, here's the final one. Tabby said, should anyone be going to any weddings in these uncertain times? A great gift would be a set of 6 RJ City mugs. Yes, let's stir up some confusion at these gatherings. Nails is dying laughing. Danny's getting some sanitizer from the chat. Jordan said, let me know when your favorites were. I will. And here's the final one. Bless you for boogieing. There was an old man of Madrid who went to an auction to bid. In the first lot they sold was an ancient commode. And my God, when they lifted the lid. And with that vile image of old, overwrought, rotten shit, I want to say thank you and God bless you. Bless you for boogieing. You're all as hot as a pistol. Godspeed and God bless.